Hi friends, I hope that you're all doing well. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm seeing something that you're kind of weighing your options with. This may be something that feels a bit stressful to be maneuvering through right now. What are we confused about? Feeling unsure about something. Starting off with the Seven of Cups. Okay. You reflecting on how you're feeling is going to definitely be helpful to you. Something may not be making full sense yet, but looking into this is going to be helpful. See, the Seven of Cups speaks about, it can speak about like having too many options, having a hard time deciding on one thing, even having a hard time deciphering what it is that you're feeling. And to have the Hermit here, it says unplug, it says disconnect. Let's forget about the opinions of other people right now, and let's check in with ourselves and see like what our actual opinion is, what we're feeling. You may be kind of going into a deep psychological dive even with the Moon on the bottom of the deck. There may be also information that you don't have access to right now that may be making it more difficult to do this. Can be subconscious information that you do have, you're just in a space where it needs to be accessed. I will say this too, when you're in a space where you don't know like how you're feeling about something or how to move forward, or there's like a big question mark, rather than continuing, taking a moment and being like, I need to check in now. I understand that this is important for me to be doing this, rather than continuously like bumping into things because I can't see where I'm going. I need to check in here so I can kind of like clear out this fogginess. Going to be very, very helpful to you. So this is about a person. This is about a relationship. This is somebody new, or even if it's somebody that you know, it's about like a new sort of relationship with this person. Meaning you could have somebody like knocking on your front door and being like, hey, I'm trying to get together with you. Do you want to like go get some ice cream together? Is that something you'd be interested in? And you're like, I don't know how I really feel about this yet. I'm not sure. You want to spend the time to reflect on it before you engage further with this person, because you want to know where you stand. You want to know how you're feeling, and something is not clear to you, which like in itself may be a message actually. We're going to get further though. Yeah, this may be something that you're declining actually. You want to work this out solo before you involve this other person. Even though it may be easier to kind of like process with them, do what you need to do on your own first before involving them in this. Because it seems like something that you as an individual need to sort out prior to involving this other person. Emotionally speaking. Yeah, this is something you need to reflect on. Also, too, You don't want to be influenced by this person's opinion and then make a choice that's different than one that you would have made had you reflected on this independently. And that's also why it's important as well, because it may be very easy to include this person in what you're doing. However, it is going to what's the word that I'm looking for? It's going to essentially, yeah, it's going to influence you in a way that may not feel authentic to you and how you're feeling. I will say this too. When we have the Seven of Cups and it's related to, say, a partnership, potential partnership, somebody that you're connecting with, the Seven of Cups talks about you feeling unsure about how you're feeling, meaning you don't have a green light emotionally, energetically. And so, if you don't have a green light, don't continue going ahead with something. If you know, when you know that something is right for you, you don't question it. You just move forward with it and it feels right and you feel like you're in flow. If you are being stopped or you feel unsure about something, it's telling you pause. Not all is right here. We need to take a second to reflect on this because something's going on that you need to pay attention to. So sometimes, even though we're not given a clear yes or no, when it is a clear yes, you know. And because this is not a clear yes, lean on the side of this potentially being a no. It may not be what you want to hear. However, the energy doesn't lie. And you may be in a spot too where you're not feeling something, which looks like the overall message here of what's being seen. Because I'm seeing somebody be in a space where, as much as something is an opportunity, something is available, one does not feel any sort of spark related to this. Where a spark would generally be. Like, there's a lack of inspiration, there's a lack of excitement, there's a lack of desire even. One is not feeling engaged within this situation. And I will say this too, like, this can be a romantic partnership, this can be a business partnership, it can be anything where, like, somebody else wants to be, like, working or collaborating with you or starting something with you. For some of you, starting a project with someone, can be starting a relationship with someone. I'm looking at a tower that's happening. I'm looking at the Lovers, I'm seeing a tower. So it looks like something is being broken down. You could have been like trying to plan something with this person, and now it seems like all of that is going out the window. This means too that, like, kind of all along you would have been having a feeling that this could sort of happen, or that it may potentially happen, or that at any moment this could happen. But you could have been hoping, like, maybe we'll make it, maybe we'll get to that point, and now there's just a clear, like, this is not happening. This is, like, out of alignment. That's why the Tower is here. Yeah. It's not gonna happen. Now, you being in a space where you're being honest with yourself and really seeing that is going to be important, because it may not be the easiest thing to look at, but your guides are like, look at this tower. I'm seeing this be connected with you and another person. Look at the tower. You have to pay attention to it and see what's happening here, because you want to be being honest with yourself about this, whatever is going on between you and this person. And to also have the Death card here, this means that, like, this thing could not continue as it was. This is going to lead to a big change. It's going to lead to a big transition. Like, we were meant to continue evolving from this point, past this point. Because At least one party within this situation was not going to find what they were looking for. And that's what the Tower is all about. If something is like being built upon a foundation that is cracked, that's why the Tower comes through, to knock it all down so you can build something solid for yourself. But whatever this was, it was not solid to begin with. And that's why the Tower is here. This was inevitable. I'm hearing this is the right thing to do. This was. This is going to lead to a new beginning for you. I'm even seeing an energy that looks like you leveling up in some way. You're going to be like working on and or participating in something that you feel much more inspired by. Yeah, for some of you, this is definitely a work situation. You could have had mixed feelings about somebody that you were working with and trying to get a project off the ground with them. And when you sat with yourself and were like, let me be honest about this, because like if I felt clear about this, things would just be falling into place. And because I still have like all of these mixed feelings and I'm sort of like on the fence about this and where these things are going, and you could have been like, I don't really know how I collaborate with this person, if we collaborate well, if we can really work on this, but you had hoped that it would go in this direction. After reflecting on it, I'm seeing you be in a space where you're like, no, I can't do this, it's not going to work out. Like something definitely needs to come to an end, because whatever this is, you recognize like my heart is not in that, and so like I can't continue working on this with you again, whether this be like a partnership, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a project. You recognize that like something is off within like the chemistry or even the timing of what this is that's going on, and you know you don't want to do it. But it may have been hard too, because I'm seeing like particular plans that you may have had where you're going to have to be the one to be like, hey, this isn't working out. Like, this is me delivering the news, letting you know here. Like, I want to be working on something else, or I feel like this isn't allowing me to grow in the way that I want to. And so like the Tower has to come because of that. If you want to continue forward and evolve, it's necessary. And for some of you, this is going to be a new chapter within your career. Especially if you have like prominent Leo placements that are connected with career, or with the physical 3D for you, like rising MC North Node, Mars. I'm also looking at Virgo, Gemini, Mars, and Scorpio. Yeah, I'm seeing you try to figure out what you want to be doing here as far as a new beginning for yourself. And I'm seeing that like your title or your position or a role that you're playing is connected with this. You may have multiple things that you're trying to balance right now. Like you may have multiple options or chapters that you could be going into, and it's just a matter of picking which one you want to be investing in. You want to think about the long term here. This is, I'm hearing a goal post, a goal point. This place here where you find yourself, you don't make an impulsive choice here. You have the opportunity to make something solid for yourself. This reminds me of like channeling the divine masculine, channeling the emperor energy. You want to think about your future here. You want to think about like your legacy and what you're building. Don't just make a choice impulsively that later on down the road you're going to be like, man, I should have really thought about this more. I'm seeing somebody with a very light blue shirt on here. I'm seeing something about music or instruments, music instruments. Yeah, you want to be methodical with this that you're doing. I'm also seeing you want to do something where you want to integrate some form of art into what you're doing, or move into a place where you're going to have more control rather than having somebody above you. You may decide that you're going to do something where like you're your own boss, or you're in charge, or you have like less people above you telling you what to do. There's something here about like needing to make a choice. You could even be like mentoring, you could be teaching, something like that, or having other people work for you. Yeah, if you're beginning to start something and things don't feel right for you, pay attention to it. You know when things feel right and when you have the green light, and if you're not getting that, you want to pay attention to it. Even though it may be easier to sweep under the rug, you don't want to do that here within this situation. You want to pay attention to this. And you want to figure out whether or not this new beginning is what you actually want. And I am seeing this be connected with like another person or an activity that you are participating within. And I am seeing a tower, which means that something is getting broken down in some way. This means also that as you walk away from this situation, not even necessarily just walking away from this situation, but as you kind of walk into the next moment of this situation, you are walking away with more of a foundation, more development when it comes to you being in the driver's seat, like within your life. I'm hearing auction when it comes to choices that you're making, when it comes to what it is that you're getting involved with. And this may have really been something where you were being encouraged to step up and to voice your opinion and to like let somebody know how you were feeling about a situation, or that like you did or you didn't want to participate in something, or that something didn't feel right to you. Because you know when your heart's in it. And it seems very much like you would have known by now if this was something that you felt was like in flow to be a part of, and you were not feeling that. And again, like you would have kind of known this all along. However, you could have been hopeful, like, hey, maybe when we get to this point, I'm going to feel more engaged or whatever, but it never happened. And so I'm seeing you be at a point where you're like, I don't want to continue like this. I don't want to go on like this anymore. And so I'm seeing you make a choice. And this is allowing you to change when it comes to like your initiative energy. So I'm seeing this be very important for you, because you walk away from this feeling like you have like taken more ownership and more responsibility of the way that you're guiding your life. So there's like a lot of personal development that's made within this, even if it did involve another person or another thing or another company, whatever it is for you. Looking at Virgo, Gemini, Leo, Pluto, Mars, Scorpio. Follow your intuition. If you follow your intuition, you're going to be confident about the choices that you're making. Even if this means that it's leading you into something that may be a bit new or uncomfortable. This is about being in a space where you're ready to explore and discover. even like breaking out into a new energy or a new area that you're going to be moving into. For some of you, there's something related to, like, you intuitively feel like you're being guided into some new type of arena. And this is like exploring things that you feel interested in and continuously like moving in that direction with the Fool here. So this may be something that maybe you don't have, maybe you're like more of a novice within this arena, maybe in the way that you want to do it. For example, like maybe you always did like side gigs doing something, and now you're like, I want to make a profession out of that. It looks like you're leading into a direction where you are actually going to make something more serious, more committed, more professional even. But it starts in a space of discovery and you asking yourself, like, creatively or inspiration wise, what is interesting to me? What are my visions telling me? And I'm seeing that it's going to lead to you doing something more official even, we can say. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.